Next topic, heating, hot water and wastewater. This is our kitchen to be finished off, but it's functional and it works well. We have a double outlet sink tap, one for drinking water operating off this lever, and another for hot and cold water coming out of the other spout. The drinking water is supplied at the moment by a 10-litre jerry can. I should have set all this up with an outlet there connected to a hose, a braided hose, which this small pump there operates just a low flow, I think it's sea flow pump. It's only a few litres, that's all it needs to be for drinking water. So that kicks in when you open the tap and pulls the drinking water up, and works very well. It's not connected, I'm not going to try it. The hot water comes from the underslung. Let me just show you that. The Whale underslung hot water heater, electric and gas. It fits under there, under the van. The entrance to the van is here. I'm using it as a recirculating system. So the hot water comes out of there. It goes into this end of this heat exchanger, comes out at that end of the heat exchanger, and loops round, goes into a PEX pipe which runs under the floor in one piece and comes up into the shower area, or the back of the shower area. So it comes up, goes into, so I've connected all this, comes up into a second heat exchanger, which is the heat exchanger for the hot water for the shower. Runs through the heat exchanger, comes out into a sediment filter before the pump, which then goes into an expansion tank. As it's a closed system, I need somewhere for the water to expand into the expansion tank and out again, and to the return back under the van in one length of PEX pipe, back under the van, back up, and then back into the water heater to get reheated and continue its circuit. This is my filling loop at the moment. This will be changed for a header tank, which will allow further expansion of the water and an easier process of filling it. That's very tedious at the moment, with a funnel in there, pouring water in, putting the recirculating motor on to move the air around. It takes a long time to get all the air out. It's not very convenient, so I'm going to be replacing that with an aluminium header tank, one pipe up into the bottom, one pipe out of the bottom, a screw cap, so I can fill it up through the screw cap, and also there'll be an overflow should there be any overflow. So that is the hot water recirculating side of the water system. We've had it working. The hot water into the sink is really good, works really well, and also the shower is so far almost faultless. When we've got enough solar, we will heat the water up through the inverter on a low electric power setting. It uses about 700 and something watts, about 700 watts I think on the low setting, and then if we need it any hotter, we'll turn the electric side off and then carry on heating it with the gas to get it up to its maximum temperature. My inverter won't handle the 2000 watts, it's only a 1600 watt inverter, Victron. So first using the battery on the solar, as long as there's plenty of solar around to recharge the battery, and then again afterwards on gas if we need it hotter. My cold water storage tank is a stainless steel tank, slimline, quite tall, and goes to the back there, so it's sort of behind the kitchen area. We have a Perspex inspection hatch, so we can see when the water is filled up through this cap here, this blanking cap. We take that off, stick a hose in, fill it up, and then we can see the level of the water at its highest level. And then we have another Perspex cap at the bottom, so that we can see how low the water is and when we need to refill. I then have this dump valve, which when we're traveling is rotated inside. When we need to dump it, if we need to dump it, we just rotate it outside, open the valve, and we can drain the tank. And that's when we're traveling, it's capped off with a 1/2 inch threaded capping, blanking cap, so that if that gets accidentally opened, it won't go anywhere. As I say, this is all work in progress. This is all has to be tidied up and neatened. It won't look like that. So the water tank, cold water tank, the outlet is at the bottom. This hose runs into the pump, which operates from the tap. Open the tap, that pump kicks in, draws the cold water out, and either goes into the heat exchanger to get hot water, or directly to the tap to get cold water. At the back of here, you can't see that I have an overflow pipe, obviously to let the air in for when we're extracting water, and also if we overfill it or there's any sloshing around, it can exit if it needs to. There are 4 stiffening baffles in the tank, located a third of the way down and a third of the way in, front to back, just so that it doesn't bulge out too much. It holds about 55 litres, and then we have at the moment a 10 litre jerry can, but that'll be replaced with what I would like is an 18 litre jerry can. So we have getting towards 70 litres of water in total. The waste from the sink comes through this inline trap, saves a lot of space. This is all 1.25 inches, 32mm. It goes down. You have to find routes through the van where you can. You know, you can't always have the outlets and the holes where you like them, so you have to find out what's most convenient. So this is the only point that I could find really that was of any use. Goes through the van. This is Altro flooring, and this is all silicon sealed. Everything's silicon sealed, so if there is any water spillage, it can't get down underneath the van. And then it goes under the van. Whoop, spin around. So drops, there's the 1.5 inches, drops down through the van and then connects into the bottom of this waste tank. I couldn't get it to connect into the top, and it doesn't matter as long as it's sealed and no leaks. It doesn't really matter that it goes into the bottom. I'm just going to drop this aluminium tank because I want to add a bigger and better outlet. At the moment my outlet is dropping down at an angle and that really is no good. I just want it coming out vertically and then supported by a bracket. So that it comes straight out, rather than at the moment it's all sort of down at an angle and looping back up again. That's no good. So it comes straight out and then comes out of a, this is will be 22mm, and comes out of via a 22mm elbow via a shut-off valve, a full bore lever valve. And that's it. Cheers.